Maybe we met, but hi, I'm Nancy Bowie. I teach English at high school in Sunnydale. I teach 9th grade and 11th grade. I really enjoyed the positive reception we get just coming into a room and saying we're a teacher. I haven't gotten that every day of my life since I've taught teaching. So it's been really, really refreshing to be in a place where education is valued, it's a priority, and I'm just really inspired, especially today, by learning about how teachers come to school at 5 in the morning and leave at 11 p.m. I'm just enamored with how much China is emphasizing education for all students. So thank you.
Good.
My name is Jeannie Shepik, and I teach at San Ramon, and I teach world history and U.S. history, and I came to China kind of similarly. We do a lot with China throughout the year, and then I really wanted to concentrate on what is China like since 1990, and what I took while I can echo all their thoughts on the construction and so forth. What I'm most impressed by is the idea that the past is so important in China, and all the sites that we've been to, and that's still a really important part of their culture and all the really elaborate museums that we've seen. And yeah, I'm really impressed by this, and it's something that seems like it's very dear to China. So I'm taking that back as well.
Good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Justin Moody. I teach drawing, painting, and digital art classes at East Palo Alto. So very close to where you were. One of the things that surprised me so much is how every detail of everything that we see going on here in contemporary China is just layered with history. There's just every little thing seems to be have tradition backing it. From every single dynasty, and you guys have so much history. From the United States, we have just a few hundred years. So the feel of the contrast is so dramatically different. And as you see that in the contemporary work that's being done, all the construction and all the new boom and everything, I hope to take that back to my work that I'm doing with my students and helping them to understand that every little thing that they're doing, they should be drawing upon the past, whether that's from the United States or to our neighbors just across the Pacific. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. So for almost 5 years. So.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Manuel Lopez. I teach at Everett Alvarez High School. I teach government and economics. And prior to this trip, I was really ignorant about China. I was still looking at China from the communist point of view, from the propaganda that we're fed in our schools. But being here, I feeling all the different layers of Chinese society is kind of fascinating because there are so many different Chinas that I can't just say there's a China in Xi'an or Luoyang or Beijing. Every place we've been to is completely different, so that's something that I'm going to take back to my students, especially coming from an agriculture community. We have been in urban areas, but when we pass the countryside, I can't help but think about my community and all the mechanization and agriculture, yet here, all the farmers are maximizing their small plots of land and are able to cultivate so much. And then you come into the cities and you can see all this technology, and my town is 1 hour from Silicon Valley, and then you see this boom. So China is so different, just like when I'm in California, we're in Salinas, it's like a hick town. And yet you drive a mile, an hour away, and it's this completely different world. Wow. So this complex society that China has developed and is developing is something that I'm going to definitely bring back to my class and share.
Great, thank you.
Hello, my name is Devin Ozagu, and I teach 9th grade in East San Jose. This morning we went to the Dandelion School, and that really had a profound impact on me and made me think about what are kind of the common themes I've seen. I'm an English teacher. I teach literature. I don't teach history, so I've learned a lot of history. I'm looking at thematic stories as we've been here, and I think the story of the Chinese people is just the amazing willpower that they have and the drive that they have when they see an opportunity to grab it, and they completely just build upon that. And we were told this morning at the Dandelion School that they get students, migrant students in, very poor students, some of them borderline illiterate, and within 3 years, 98% of them are able to pass the examination, whereas only 2% are able to pass in the beginning. And I teach the lowest readers at my school, and that was very inspiring for me. And it just makes me think about how much you can get done when you apply yourself, when you work hard, you have very set principles like I see in Chinese society. So it's very inspiring. Thank you.
Great.
My name is Kimberly Kolinsky, and I teach government, economics, and world history in Cupertino, California, at Cupertino High School, so very close. I think one of the things that I was most excited and am most excited for while I'm here is learning about the different ways of teaching like we saw today. Some of our teachers shared how they taught, and we had a chance to talk with some teachers here about how they were teaching. My students always ask when I'm teaching something about China, well, how's this taught in China? And I would just kind of say, well, I've never seen anyone teach in China, so I'm not sure. But I think it's been very exciting to talk with different teachers and learn different ways of teaching.
Good.
So my name is Stephen Moreno. I teach at Oakland High School. I teach AP US History and Econ Government. The thing that I think I've been most impressed by in China is, I think, just the warm welcome that we've gotten. From everybody that's hosted us, and I think just people on the streets. I think a lot of people, we joke around when I wave to people on the bus, or I give the fist bump to random people. But one of the things that I really want to try to do is to bridge this, cultural gap. Like, people look at me when I'm running down the street and they ask, why is he in short shorts and why is he so dark? But I want them to kind of make sense of who I am or where I'm from, so that they may never see another person like me in their life, but for one moment, we had this short connection, and I'll say hi to them or give them the head nod or something like that. So, that, believe it or not, is really important to me, to make connections with people I may never see again, I probably won't see again. What I hope to take back to my classroom, I want to take back, photos, evidence, books, readings, all those things, so my students can make a, informative, educated judgment about what type of economy they think is the best for I guess, the world. And I also hope to take back all my experiences to my students, many of whom are Chinese, so to let them know that, hey, I understand a little bit more about your family's homeland, and hopefully this will be there.
Go give him the fist bump.
Fist bump.
We're happy to see you.
My name is Lauren Kuchizama. I teach 7th grade history in San Jose. And so my content basically is through medieval history. And I've realized how much of a narrow focus it's given me. So being here and seeing China today has reminded me how important it is for my students to also understand the relevance of what I'm teaching them. And not just this one chunk of history a long time ago. And so I think, whereas at first I was just taking photos of all this amazing Tong culture, I also started then taking photos of people today appreciating their own history. One example that comes to mind is I teach about Confucius and the civil service exams. But the other day we were at a Confucian temple and saw people still today, hoping for luck on their exams that they're taking. And so I took photos of that, because to me that's one of those connections that's really going to drive this home. Show my students the importance and continuing relevance of what I'm teaching them. So thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is Ruth Espinosa. I teach in Union City. I teach language arts and history. And what I really liked was seeing what I teach. I mean, I could teach from a book, but it's so much different when you get to see it, just like going to the Forbidden City. I teach about the Forbidden City. And being there, I could actually tell my students what it looked like, how it felt, what I saw, rather than just read it out from a book. I kind of feel like Marco Polo traveling and bringing back, the wealth of information that I've learned here. So thank you.
Great.